It is Thursday, March 20th, 2025. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday crossword today. That means we're going to be solving a tricky themeless puzzle, some kind of interesting theme in the grid. We'll find out what that is momentarily. Actually, I can see circled cells again, so our second instance of that this week. And this second circled edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Aaron Spiller, Josh Allen, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They, of course, keep this channel going, and they sustain it week in, week out. I'm very grateful to them for that. Thanks to them and to all of the patrons of the channel via Patreon. And if you'd like to help out through Patreon, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link. You'll find the bonus videos there, as well as for benefactors like those I've mentioned, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thanks again to everybody who supports the channel that way. And thanks if you subscribe on YouTube, which is another good way to help out the channel. And finally, there's that Daily Solve Discord chat server, a nice friendly chat community linked in the description field. All right, let's get right on to today's Thursday crossword. Could be tricky. We'll have an interesting theme. We'll find out what it is momentarily. It was constructed by Daniel Grinberg, who's put together about half a dozen puzzles for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shortz. Let's start solving. Puppy bites, nips, maybe. Does a puppy sort of nips at you? Let's see if that works. Indefinite degrees, yes. Nth degrees, the nths. Restaurant chain acronym. IHOP, maybe? International House of Pancakes? Starting with an I and 4 letters. I suspect that's the case, but let's see. First responder. This I don't know offhand. What about this one? Sign of warming temperatures. A thaw of ice, perhaps? And upholsterer's samples, right? So in upholstery, as in certain other areas, you might have swatches showing little bits of fabric, or not showing, but demonstrating examples of different types of fabric you might use to upholster furniture. Okay, Jewish wedding staple, and a clue to the circled cell in this row. Well, hora would be the dance. So let's see. What does that mean? Actor in Say Anything and high fidelity. No, never mind. I was going to say John Cusack, but he wasn't in High Fidelity, was he? It sort of felt like a movie he might have been in, but no, I don't actually think he was. Okay, well, let's look at this. Yes, that's it. Hora. A clue to the circled setting in this row. Yes, that's it. I mean, it could be something like aha. Oh, maybe it's H or A, because aha ends with A, but it could also end with H. So what does that mean? H or A? Does it mean, my first thought was it would mean it would be A in one direction and H in the other, but it actually works both ways here. Would it work both ways here? That doesn't make any sense. It's the name of a specific actor. Is it John Cusack? Is it John and Joan Cusack? Who I think are siblings. Were they both in both of those movies? I think I remember. Oh, no, of course. No, John Cusack was in High Fidelity. Yeah, he was. Yes, of course. He was the main character, and then that was the one with the record store, and Jack Black was his sort of music nerd friend. Oh, who was Joan Cusack in that? Oh, she was definitely in it. I think that's what's going on. That's bonkers. So, yeah, let me put in what's going on here. So I don't know how we're meant to do this. Maybe we put in a rebus as A-H or H-A, Johann Cusack, the third less successful Cusack sibling. Yeah, and it actually is H or A, so maybe it is H-A. So I've put in a rebus, which is multiple letters into a single cell. I've done that by pressing the rebus button, and I think that might be what's going on with the theme, is we have this word, which says H or A from hora, and that either of those letters works with both answers crossing the circled cell. That's amazing. So let's see if that Yes, that happens again here. Word processing function and a clue to the circled square in this row. I wonder if they're all going to have or in the middle. Let's see. They're all 4 letters long. Yeah, they are. Okay. So what would the word processing function, it's not word, that's the name of a word processor, and word is in the clue, so it won't be that. What would it be? They might not all be this or thing. Let's see. Green-skinned Marvel hero. Are there 2 different green-skinned Marvel heroes whose names are only 1 letter apart? I'm not the person to ask about this. Let's see. Can I think of any? Green-skinned Marvel hero. I have no idea. Green-skinned. I don't know. Hot blank. Oh, that could be anything. Oh, no. Okay. Let's look at this one. I'm curious about this theme. Poetic time of day. Oh, morn. M or N. And a clue to the circle. So they are going to all be ors. Okay, so I can put one in here too, presumably. Skin feature and a clue to the circled square in this row. Skin feature. A pore. P or E. Great. Okay, let's look at these. Urban area associated with gaming. Oh, right. So this is going to be M or N. We can put that in. What about the down? New York pro athlete. Met or net. There we go. Those are both team names. This is great. This is working well. Urban area associated with gaming. What does that mean? Like casinos? Or are they referring to specific named urban areas? Reno. Remo. No. Okay. I don't know what that's about. What about this one? Capability of being pulled and stretched. So this is probably P or E. So P. Plasticity. Elasticity, yes. Plasticity and elasticity are both words that could mean that. Okay. So then in the down, we have sites for saltwater soaks, spas, or seas. Okay, great. This is really good. This is clever. Okay. Tips back and okay, well, anyway, we can get back to the earlier part of the puzzle. A shame that I can't figure these out. What's this one? Oh, right, hot blank. Hot, and do we know what this is? Word processing function. Surely I should be able to figure this out. Just looking at the keyboard to inspire myself with some letters. Word processing function. Form? How can I not think what that is? I don't know. It'll probably be very obvious when it comes in. It seems like it should have been in retrospect is what I suspect I'll think. Product of hardened lava. Igneous rock or something? Product of hardened lava. Not sure. I don't know what these letters are. Us and them for 2. Pronouns? Us and them for 2. Plurals? What is this? I don't. Sides? Oh, sort. Is that a word processing function, maybe? I think of that as a spreadsheet function. Let's see. ST. Green-skinned Marvel hero. Okay, I just don't have a clue about that. But what about this? Hot. No, I don't know. I'm not even certain sort is correct. Let's see. Product of hardened lava. Yeah, I'm still not sure. Okay, we'll just keep solving the regular... we'll just keep solving the puzzle. Okay, so one time Queen of Jordan. I'm not sure offhand. Stops for the night. Oh, inns, right. It doesn't mean stop as a verb. It means stop as a place where you might stop, an inn. So overly trusting type could be a naif. There we go, someone who's naive. Devote attention to is to focus on something, which I've been trying to do with this theme. Yeesh could be oh no. And oh, Nor, Queen Nor. That's definitely a historic regal figure. There we go, one time Queen of Jordan. I'm sure that's right. And then deep frying hazard maybe spatter, the spattering hot oil. That's probably what it is. Does that work with this? First responder. Oh, paramedic, of course. That's pretty straightforward. Okay. Aspiring docs hurdle. MCAT's medical school admissions test. I don't remember what the C is, but anyway. T is what? Tau, maybe? In the Greek alphabet? I'm not sure. Let's see. Martial arts champion who co-starred in 2020's Mulan. It must have been Jet Li. Okay, so who's this? Who's the green-skinned Marvel hero? I can't believe there are 2 such people or creatures. Oh, She-Hulk. Okay. That's what. Oh, and the Hulk. There we go. That's a real John Joan Cusack situation. Okay, good, fine. That got me, but it worked. All right, when doubled, comment made with a wink. Hint, hint, maybe? And worker in a Washington office, an aide, maybe a congressional aide, something like that. Jewish deli order could be a knish, probably. Element of traditional Jewish food there. And then hot sake and hot take. Yes, they're good. Those work with the S or T. Excellent. And what an ellipsis, 3 dots, sometimes means. It means etc. and so on. Okay, heckle loudly is to hoot at, maybe? Singer Rick of the Cars. So Rick, I never remember how his name is pronounced. Is it Okasek or Akasek? Anyway, he was the singer of the band The Cars and also became a successful record producer in his own right. Source of the quote, Allah doesn't task a soul beyond its capacity. That must be the Quran. And then if you cleared a room of something, you rid it of that. And the of, in parentheses, will be applied to both clue and answer. Put down is to diss somebody, to put them down, to insult them. Common antiseptic would be iodine. And if one used a certain rideshare service, one Ubered. All right. So car whose logo represents the Pleiades star cluster. Oh, Subaru. Yeah, they have that. Oh, no, cars plural. I was wondering why it didn't work. There we go, plural. They have that little star badge. Product of hardened lava. Still don't know what this is. Oh, is it basalt? Basalt, maybe? Misspelled Subarus, I suppose. Yeah, I must have. That looks right. That seems correct. What about this, then? Monica in the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Monica Seles, I certainly at least recognize, so there we go. There's a sports person who I managed to get in the grid. I'm well aware, you might say. I'm well aware of Monica Seles' existence. Defined set of points could be what? Focus? No, not focus. A locus of attention or something? Locus of activity? I don't know if that's correct. Let's see. Hey there. So hay is spelled like the substance, on a farm. And we also have an exclamation point, which means we're going to be making a declaration about the answer. I'm not going to be defining it. So you might point and say, hey, there, it's a bale of hay. And there we've done it. Okay, so this does look like locus. And then nowhere to be found in a way is absent without leave. And then group that once included the members Babe Ruth and Harry Houdini, the Elks, right? That's one of those kind of sort of voluntary civic associations. I don't really know very much about the Elks, but yeah, I presume they're still around. Not as big as they once were. Alternative to mushrooms, maybe. LSD, maybe. Psychotropic drugs. Let's see if that works. The word aquarium has one. I don't know what that's about. Word before check or on. Step on, no, stop, check, stop on, slip, snap, I'm not sure. Say it ain't so. To say it ain't so is to deny something. And something that may be drawn at night. You might draw the drapes of a window at night. And then alma mater of Ian Fleming as well as James Bond. So this is Eton, the private school in the UK just outside of London. And so I guess Ian Fleming, the creator of James Bond, as well as James Bond, his creation, attended that school. Word before check or on would be spot check or, no, not spot on. Oh, no, it's spot on, of course, the phrase. Spot on. Well, spot on, that's the answer. And then urban area associated with gaming, right, I forgot about this. That's Sin City or Sim City. Wow, that's very clever. So that's two different meanings of gaming. You've got gaming meaning the gambling industry with Sin City there, which is Las Vegas, and then you've got Sim City, which is a computer game. So associated with that form of gaming. That's very clever. Okay. The word aquarium has one. Latin root? Oh yeah, that must be right. Okay, yeah, from, aqua, the Latin root for water. Okay, so what about this then? Prom attendee, typically. A teenager. And then gate is reception. No, gate. Don't know. What about this? Word sometimes repeated after here. Here, kitty, kitty, you gesture to a cat. And then clad is attired in a certain clothing. Arm-raising muscle informally. You're deltoid. And city on a lake of the same name, Lake Erie, and Erie, the city. Okay, so there we go. Work, work, work is toil. So what is the, oh, receipts. No. Gate. But does that mean, like, is gate a way to refer to sort of box office take? You say, oh, our receipts were such and such amount of money. Our gate was. That sort of sounds familiar to me. Maybe used in musicals and Broadway shows and things. Let's see if that works with this. Yes, don't delete this stat. So you might write that in proofreading notes to say, actually leave this in. In fact, don't delete it. So there we go. I think that's correct. So what about up here? Boastfulness is crowing, maybe? You're boasting, you're bragging. Crowing. Former world capital that's an anagram of its country's current capital. Interesting. What is that? Ooh, interesting. What's this one? NFL star Travis. Oh, I've encountered this in the crossword several times now. Travis Kelce, or Kelsey. I think it might be Kelsey. And then, what was this again? An anagram of, oh, Kyoto. Former world capital is Kyoto, and it's an anagram of Tokyo, Japan. Yes, and Kyoto used to be the capital of Japan. There we go. Okay, I should have thought of that earlier, but that's fine. The K made it much easier. Thirst for something is to yearn for it. And Gmail button is send message. A lot of lot might be an acre, a large plot of land. Covered with a green growth is mossed, it's mossy. And then tips back and forth is seesaws, like a seesaw. Souvenir from a trip could be a scar. If you trip and fall, you might have a scar to show for yourself. And then county north of San Francisco, Napa County is famous wine-growing region north of San Francisco, where I am right now. San Francisco, not Napa. Very little could be just a tad. And hard worker to a degree. Graduate, a grad. Oh, I see. Hard worker to a degree. Yes, en route to getting an educational degree. And then porter or Pilsner alternative in brief. So these are beer styles. And India Pale Ale is also one. So is this going to validate with these double letters? Yes. All right. Oh, and look at that. Yeah, so I did have the right idea about how to enter these, and it added a slash in between them. So great. Let's look at our, what was our, did we have a revealer? I actually can't remember. Let's look in the, just glance through this and see. Oh, no, we did. No, we didn't, because each one was sort of, each themed answer in the grid, or each pair of themed answers had its own little revealer here. So we had Hora, H-or-A, which produced John Cusack or Joan Cusack, and Ah, or Aha. We had Sort, S-or-T, which produced She-Hulk and The Hulk. It's very good. And Sake and Take. We had Morn, M-or-N, which produced SimCity and Sin City, as well as Met and Net. And finally, we had Pore, P-R-E, which produced Plasticity and Elasticity, as well as Spas and Seas. Very good. That was a very clever, well-constructed theme. And like the more elegant themes, it was symmetrically disposed. So the various theme answers mirrored each other in location, rotationally throughout the grid. So John and Joan Cusack in the same position as plasticity and elasticity, etc. Very well done. I thought that was really good. Oh, I guess the crossing downs aren't symmetrical. That would have been absolutely heroic. But yeah, the crosses all work, and that's the bit that my brain settled on first and looks nicer. Okay, well, there we go. That was the Thursday crossword. Very clever one today. Let me know how you fared with this. And I'll be back tomorrow when we dispense with the theme for the Friday crossword. None of that, just solving. So do join me then. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.